The FM26 beta just dropped with a brand new Unity engine, and every MacBook user right now is interested in how the MacBook performs with the new engine. Well, today I'm going to show you just that. I'm going to do that by running the MacBook through a few tests and in the end, give you a recommendation. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like and maybe even subscribe. That will help a lot. In June 2022, Apple released a new MacBook line, the M2 line. The M2 line consisted of a MacBook Air and a MacBook Pro. Both MacBooks came with the minimum spec of 8GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, and of course the new M2 chip. Ever since I acquired my MacBook, I have always played Football Manager on it, but can I continue with that this year, or do I need an upgrade? That's the big question I'm going to answer today. As we all know, the new FM26 is going to release in a very short time. But I have gotten access to the beta version of it, and today I'm going to run my MacBook through a few tests to see if I can retain my MacBook or I need an upgrade. The database is a very important step to start your Football Manager save. Here you can choose between a large database with a lot of leagues and a small database with fewer leagues. Well, the first test I'm going to do is a large database test with all the leagues loaded. In this test, I wanted to see how long the initial game setup would take, and also the progression from one day to the next. So as you can see here, I'm selecting all the leagues from Asia to America. The estimated speed says that I have to be patient, and with the large database, the total player count is 182,000 players, which is a lot. Now let's load into the game and see how long it takes. So the first test took a whooping 2 minutes and 38 seconds just to load into the game with maximum database. Alright, here we go. Now let's try to simulate the first day and see how long it takes. First day done, 5.94 seconds. Not bad. Now let's run it again for day 2. Same conditions, no changes. Exactly the same time, 5.94 seconds again. That's some solid consistency from the game engine. Now let's do the last and third day. Last test lasted 4.97 seconds, faster than the first day and second day. So the first day took 5.94 seconds, the second also took 5.94 seconds, and the last took 4.97 seconds. So the average simulation time of the first days in the save was 5.61 seconds. Now let's test the new in-game engine with way better and higher graphics than the earlier Football Manager games. As you can see in my settings, I have set the graphics quality to high to really test the MacBook. Now let's load into the game. Okay, here we are in the game after this beautiful new load-in screen. And as you can see here in the right bottom corner, you can follow the FPS. As you can see in the gameplay footage, the frame rate remains steady at a constant 30 frames per second throughout the entire game. This demonstrates that the developers have clearly taken Mac users into consideration, optimizing performance to ensure a smooth and stable gaming experience on their systems. Now let's move on to my second database test, which this time is the smallest database with only one league loaded. Let's jump in game. Alright, so for this test, I'm going to start by selecting the smallest possible database in Football Manager 2026. That means we'll be loading up only one league, with the absolute minimum number of players available. The idea here is to see just how fast the game runs when it's dealing with the smallest setup possible. The estimated game speed says fast, which is already a good sign, so now let's load into the save and see how long it takes. So the load-in time with the smallest database took a staggering 13.27 seconds, which is honestly incredibly fast and way quicker than I expected. Alright, now that the save is fully loaded, it's time to test how fast the game processes the first 3 in-game days using the smallest database setup. Starting with day 1, the game finished processing in 4.87 seconds. That's a really solid start. Smooth, quick, and no noticeable stutter at all. Moving on to day 2. This one wrapped up in 4.84 seconds, almost identical to the first day, which shows that performance is staying consistent. And finally, day 3. This one took 4.91 seconds, just a fraction slower, but still extremely stable overall. So across the first 3 days, the processing times are nearly identical, all right around the 5-second mark. If we take the average of all 3, it comes out to 4.87 seconds per day, which is impressively fast for Football Manager 26 running on the smallest database. Next, we'll move on to an FPS test inside the new match engine to see how the graphical side performs under live match conditions. As last time, I'm going to run the game on the high graphics quality to see the maximum FPS the MacBook can run. So let's just load into the game, and as the last in-game test, you can follow the frame per second in the right bottom corner. And again, the frames per second stays consistent 30 or over, which shows that you should be able to play the new Football Manager 26 if you have an M2 chip or higher. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking and maybe even subscribing. See you in the next